All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to part two of episode 64 of the Real Talk podcast. John and Audrey here. Audrey had some technical difficulties. Audrey, explain to the people what happened.
I don't know what happened. My power just went off. But it
Dude,
was actually at John's house.
that shit was scary because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. Like that, I was personally under attack. Like something happened. But what Audrey said was actually right. I forgot to pay my internet bill, so I had to call them and stuff real quick. It's tough times, you know.
Yeah, I know. But isn't it funny when you were little, you would get so scared when the lights would go off? Did you get scared? I would always get scared. Like if we had a power outage.
Yeah, I would get scared, but like, we just had to like gather candles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back then we didn't have phones, but then like later on when it would happen, and then now too, I want to tell you like it's funny how like without power we're really like
fucked.
We're fucked bad. Like we'll be back in the Stone Age.
You were like, damn, what do I do?
Yeah, like luckily I had freaking I have service on my phone, so like I could go on the internet there. But like, what if like, that
your phone? What if your phone? What if your phone didn't have battery? Then you'd really be fucked.
Oh, dude, hold on. It was like 84%. Thankfully.
That's enough to get you somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when I was little, I was always scared that the power outage would go out, or like I'd be scared that the power was gonna go out when I was in the shower.
Or when you're pooping or something.
Oh no, it's gonna be dark. That's crazy though. But yeah, you're right.
My nightmare is that I'll be pooping and then like an earthquake will happen. It's like, fuck, like you have no time to wipe or something, like
yeah, all this shit just goes back up your ass.
He goes like the water.
That would suck, dude. Or like if you're in a porta potty and like that would be the worst. Porta potties are just porta potties are just gross. Oof.
Yeah, that's
it's not a good look. But
so where were we, Audrey?
What were we talking about? We were talking about the Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yes.
But and I was just like into that conversation. Then you just disappeared. And at first I was like, oh, he's just fucking around. But I was like, John, where are you?
Oh, I know. I was like, fuck, what's going on? And I thought at first I couldn't text you for some reason. I was like, well, the power's out. How can I communicate to her? But I was like, wait, it's not like
it's not connected.
Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, it was kind of scary. But luckily it wasn't like the other time. The other time literally was like hours upon hours. So
damn. I used to love it when the power would go off at school.
Yeah, at school it would be cool. It would be tight.
Because you were like, oh man, like are they gonna send us home? Or you could just talk with your friends.
Yeah, you'd be in the back, like in the little circle, making out with people and stuff, like playing dare.
Whoa, John! Whoa! I wasn't making out in middle school. Okay, I was a good girl, FYI. But yeah. So we talked about the Mandalorian. I think we should go on to another movie that you actually recommended to me for a while.
Wait, but overall, real quick, what do you rate this season of The Mandalorian? Do you like it better than the first?
Most definitely, yeah. Because this season, we just got so many different, what do you call it? So many different characters introduced.
Yeah.
And I feel like they delivered every single time. There was like maybe one episode that I was just kind of like, meh.
Was it the spider one?
Was it? No, I like the spider one. It was the one before Boba Fett shows up, I think. No, it wasn't that one. Which one was it? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. It was the one where they're barely gonna go look for Grogu. Remember?
Oh, where they had to stop with was Mayfield?
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of my favorite episodes.
Really?
Yeah. Like that whole conversation he had with the Ice King. I don't know if you knew that was the Ice King from Game of Thrones.
Shut up.
Yeah, that guy that they got shot. He was the Ice King, and he also played someone in Batman Begins, Joe Chill. But I thought that was fascinating. Like there was a meme going around that like Mayfield had a better arc of like an ex-stormtrooper like than Finn did in the whole trilogy. Because
Yeah.
I was always fascinated with the idea of like a stormtrooper like turning good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they promised us he was gonna have a lightsaber and shit. Like I thought I was, oh, that's cool, but
It never happened.
it never happened. But
It was just all talk, no action.
exactly. But yeah, I think they it's weird how like in this season I feel like they grew, like they expanded the world without really doing so, because we knew some of those characters, but it was like the Mandalorian world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked it. I think I had to revisit the first season, but I think I like this season a little bit better. There's a
Yeah.
lot of little moments with Grogu as well. That's like
Fuck yeah.
just, you know, to die for. You could just
He's like, no, no,
oh, I know. Grogu.
no.
Oh,
He's so
man.
cute. Yeah, I agree. I think this season was my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think I honestly would probably rate it like a 9.5, if not 10 out of 10, because that fucking last episode
Yeah,
was
the last episode was.
just Pierre Resistant.
I like
It
seeing
was so good.
reactions on YouTube of like hardcore fans were like crying, literally crying, you know?
Well, I'm telling you, I was
Yeah.
yelling at the TV and I was just like, Ben was yelling at the TV. I was yelling at the TV. I was crying. I was crying when I saw Grogu touch the
Oh, I
screen.
know.
No, touch the screen.
Oh, the
not his
screen. I
face.
thought you meant the guy. No, yeah, he was like, I felt this guy before.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet. And I was like, damn, that's so dope. And I was just
Yeah.
like crying. but yeah. So that was my take on that.
Yeah, I can't wait for season 3, and then I'm pretty sure we'll talk about it then too. But going on to the movie side, because I feel like I have a lot to talk about, to be honest, Audrey.
Really?
But it's because it was like the last 3 weeks, so like.
I'm like, really? What have you watched?
I've been trying to keep stuff from you.
I know, because I was like, you haven't told me anything.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, if you want to start off with because the movies I've seen last year, I kind of want to just run it down, but we can talk about it after. I kind of wanted to watch Wildlife again because I'd only seen it that one time in the theaters.
Mhm.
I always tell you that story.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that I know that you really enjoyed it. You know, I was
How
so
do you
happy
know? By my
because you put it on
letterbox?
your Instagram.
Oh yeah. That's true. I was like, "Ooh, you be following me on Letterbox, snooping on my ratings."
Actually, no, I have. I think just when you added me, like I went, and I think you only had that one.
And
It was
Soul.
okay. I don't know if I seen Soul.
Oh, okay.
That you had it on there, but I know that you had Wildlife. But so yeah, after I don't know if I did this movie justice, because I think I told you to watch it, but I wasn't like, dude, you gotta watch it.
No, yeah, you were pretty like you gotta watch
Passionate.
it. Yeah. And what now that I watched it, I really agree with you, and I wish that I could have seen this in theaters, like in an indie movie theater, or just it's like one of those movies that you want to be cozy for, and like maybe have a cup of coffee or like a glass of wine or something. But it was really good. It's one of those movies. It feels like Boyhood, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Boyhood?
Yeah.
It's kind of those movies where like nothing really happens, but life happens, and that's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing really like terrible that happens, or like no one is like killed in like some brutal way. Nothing like over the top happens. It's just literally a life. Some kid's life with his parents. But it's still like so like it draws you in, like you're just so invested in it, like you just feel for these people and you understand where they're coming from. And at this point in our life, I feel like we've gone through things that we can relate to them. And it was just it was so good. I think Paul Dano knocked it out of the park. I really, really appreciate him. I wish we could see more of him, because I don't think I've seen much of him except him acting and this one that he directed. But Jake Gyllenhaal, once again, amazing. Love that man. He's just so good.
What's her?
Carey Mulligan?
Yeah, Carey Mulligan. She
did amazing.
She's just been always like on top of her. Like I never seen her in anything bad, you know?
Is she the same one from Drive? Or does she just look like the one from Drive?
I think so.
I get confused with her and Heath Ledger, the late Heath Ledger's ex-wife, or his
Michelle
wife.
Williams.
Yeah, I get them confused sometimes because they kind of have like the same look to them. But yeah, I think Carey Mulligan's in Drive, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
Fact checker John. Yeah, Carey Mulligan.
Yeah. Okay.
Bryan Cranston, Christina Hendricks, Ron Perlman, Oscar Isaac, Albert Brooks. Damn, that movie's stacked.
We were talking about that movie too, me and Ben, how we want to watch it again because we just both love it. It's just one of those like
the score, the soundtrack,
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
But anyways, going back to Wildlife, I think it was just great. I rated it a 4. I should have given it a 4.5, honestly, because I couldn't really. There was really no negatives for me. Honestly, it felt pretty well-rounded as a film. Like there wasn't anything that stood out to me where I was like, "Oh, I would have preferred this" or something.
Yeah,
but all the performances were good.
Even the young lad's performance. Yeah, I'm forgetting his name, but he was really great too. I think I want to look up the list of that year because I'm pretty sure it was like really high up there. It's like one of my favorite films of 2018.
Probably because I remember you gushed about it when you watched it. Like you were like really, really all about it.
I was like, "Shut up already, John."
No, I mean, and now that I watched it, I'm like, dude, for sure.
So it was my third favorite film of that year. Surprisingly, it was behind Isle of Dogs and Mid-90s. Yeah, no. And then You Were Never Really Here and Roma rounded up my top 5.
Yeah, Roma.
Yeah, Roma. That year was pretty good too, but 2019 was so good for movies. It was stacked. The last year I feel like we had some solid movies, but nowhere near as
nowhere near as good as 2019 was the year, man. Which I'm really sad because I don't think this year there's going to be Oscars. Is there going to be an Oscar?
I think so because I know the Grammys just got pushed back, but I think they changed a little bit of the rules and stuff like that. A lot of streaming stuff is going to be pushed, but I think so. It's going to be kind of a. That's why, like, even in sports, everybody's like, "Oh, like the Dodgers had it easy, the Lakers too, because of the schedule and all that stuff." So, I'm pretty sure a lot of movies that are going to win in some categories, they're going to be getting that critique too. Yeah. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's just because other movies came out and stuff like that." So, we'll see. A wild, wacky year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hope so, but I feel like it's not going to be the same because there's really not that many movies that I'm like, man, this is an Oscar-worthy movie. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm not as excited as I usually get. I get really excited.
I was out of focus right now. I was like, what the hell?
I know that happens to my camera all the time. But no, yeah, Wildlife, I definitely recommend it to people to watch it because it's one of those movies, man.
I feel like it doesn't get talked about a lot, and it's on Criterion, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, really? I got a Criterion release.
A Criterion release. Like I was so excited for it because I was like, you know what? It's not getting a Blu-ray release, and I really want to watch that movie again. Like I'll buy it digitally or whatever. And then it got a Criterion release. So
did you buy it?
Yeah, it's in. That's all. I was looking back. I was trying to show you.
I want to see the cover. Is it the same cover?
No, I love that cover though.
I do too, especially once you know the
backstory.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're just like, fuck, dude. And I also love the way they integrated. Oh yeah, it's not great. Like it's cool, but I would have preferred the original one. The original one is just super cool. I love it.
Kind of like Possessor. When you like, I didn't really know anything about that movie, and then like that one specific scene. You kind of find like it's a shot from that scene. I was, oh shit, the poster is like 10 times better for me.
Yeah, and I also love when they reference wildlife in the movie. I was like, oh, I love the way it's brought up. I don't know if you remember, but like Jake Gyllenhaal says, "That's wildlife, huh, son?" Because
you're just like, oh,
you understand it, and at that moment, you're just like, Fuck.
Yeah.
You just want to cry into your pillow.
Yeah.
I literally, with these movies, like, I mean, everyone knows this about me. I mean, I think I've said it a bunch of times before on the stream, but like, I'm an emotional cutter. I love watching movies that bring out sometimes this like emotion that I don't even know that I have, or like this dark, like something in me, like you don't even know. And then you watch something and you're just like, fuck.
Especially with this, for me, I was like, I thought I moved on from these
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah,
I dealt
exactly.
with this stuff, and it's just like, damn, okay, like,
Yeah. It brings up
emotionally
like
draining.
issues. But it's good because that way, like in your case or in my case, like you know that you still have healing to do, or maybe
Yeah.
you still have to go through those emotions, you know, or they're never gonna go away completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it was a beautiful movie. And like I said, if you have the opportunity to like watch it in a cozy environment, like it would be 10 times better.
Yeah.
I love the cinematography too. It had like a warmth to
Yeah.
it.
It was great.
It felt like it was shot like through like a warm lens. Like he shot it through like he added like a little lens that had a yellowish tint to it. So everything had this like really like almost like fire. Like it was funny because I was like, wow, I wonder if he did that on purpose because it
Yeah.
looked like warm. So yeah, it was great. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Watch it. I don't know what you're doing with your life if you're not. Especially if you're a Paul Dano fan, like you're really gonna be like, wow.
Yeah.
He knocks it out of the park.
I kept looking out for him too. Like, is he gonna give himself a little cameo or whatever? But I
No.
think like since it was his first time directing, he was just like really focusing on it, and it was really well directed. You can tell like he wanted to tell the story, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so maybe it's personal to him, you know, maybe he was like the little boy or something, but I definitely want to see him behind the camera again. And I just love him as an actor too, and I can't wait for him to give us this twisted, you know, take on the Riddler.
He's come
Like
a long way
from
yeah. He's come a long way from The Girl Next Door and
yeah.
Little Miss Sunshine, which I loved him in. I remember that was the first thing I saw him in, and I was like, I really like this guy. He has this likability to him, kind of weird in a way, but you just like him. I don't know, he's likable.
Yeah.
But those were my thoughts on Wildlife. I really enjoyed it. I'm really happy that I finally got to watch it. And like I said, it was my first official movie of 2021. I thought I started on a really good note. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like if I can watch more movies like this, that's all I want for the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. But what about you? What else have you watched?
Well, real quick, I'll talk about my first movie, even though like I already told you, I mean, I already said it on the podcast, it was 8 Mile. But watching it this time around, I noticed a little bit more like details about like the story, and it kind of like even till this day, how it's really interesting how it's kind of flipped, because Eminem obviously he's like in a predominantly black industry, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a black genre, you know? So it's interesting to see kind of like the little spin, I guess, or like because he's kind of like, oh, he's always been fighting for his place, you know? And it's interesting to see things like that, you know?
Yeah.
And even now to this day, a lot of people have been like saying, oh, like he's not real hip hop, like he's just a guest in this house or whatever. So like seeing how he's always been like dealing with that, and even in the movie, how he's faced with that, like his character, it was really interesting, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like little scenes too that I didn't really remember, like just really added to the story. Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect movie, but I really enjoy it, you know? And it is motivational, you know? It's like after that movie, I wanted to take on the world, you know? Especially the song, you know?
Yeah.
So I just really enjoyed watching it again, and I think he's actually really solid in that movie for like not being an actor. He was pretty solid, you know, and I feel like if he wants to do it again, he probably could, but I don't know.
Well, I think it came natural to him, you know, like because that was his story.
Yeah, exactly. He there was a story that he can really like relate to, you know. So yeah, and I don't know if I remember watching it in theaters or not, but I definitely remember growing up with this movie.
Yeah.
And the whole song and stuff. So yeah.
And everyone at one point knew the lyrics to Lose Yourself.
Yeah.
But the thing with Eminem, and I've always admired him about it, is his work ethic. I think he has a really strong work ethic. I can't talk. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's helped him get to where he's at. I'm almost pretty sure it has. Aside from the fact that he obviously, yes, does have natural talent. But I remember I read like some trivia about that he used to spend like 8 hours or hours on end studying the dictionary so he could really know like all the vocabulary, and he used
Yeah.
it and applied it to his craft, which I think is like crazy, dude, because I'm like, fuck, like he was taking on like a different like
Approach to it.
yeah, like he was approaching it in a very like smart way, like intellectual way, which I can
Yeah.
admire. So I think that's why he's amazing. I think he is great.
Yeah, like for me, he's like my favorite rapper. I don't think he's like, I still think like Tupac is still, you know, because I just think he's the GOAT, you know.
Mhm.
But I feel like now, even till this day, like what Eminem does, I feel like a lot of people like he does like for me, like rap can be a lot of different forms. Like you can either go for like the lyrical stuff, you know, or like the flow and the beat and all that stuff. And I think he handles a lot of that stuff well. But like if you really listen to like his rhymes and stuff like that, like that's what he's the best at. Like he's
Mhm.
like, even now, like when he put out the album at the end of the year, it's just a lot of stuff that you kind of like the second or third listen to, you catch like different other things that he like rhymed with, or like different like entendres and stuff like that. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, like how, you know, like
No, yeah.
it's just so cool to see that. Like, and for him, it's like really like to see interviews with him, like he really loves like hip hop and rap, and like he admires like a lot of like the original stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he loves. He loves music and he loves like the art of it, you know? And I
Mhm.
think that's what I appreciate too.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think he's definitely he knows his craft and he's studied it. He's done his homework, you know?
Yeah.
He he did it, man. Like I think he deserves that spot up on being like one of the greatest, cuz
Yeah, for sure.
and he has a style that's very well, I mean, I don't wanna say he's the first one to do it, but, you know, he does a lot of, like, the voice altering, like, where he, like, makes different voices
Yeah.
and shit, and he mixes it with his songs, and I'm just like, "He's fucking great at it," you know? Like
Yeah.
it's just, like, his thing. So, and he's funny, like, the shit that he does is, like, funny, like, it's like, damn, like, he burns people, but to where it's funny, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of things that we can say about Eminem, and I think he's amazing. Would you be interested to see him direct something else? Like, not related, maybe necessarily to music? Do you think he would be good at it?
Like, what do you mean? Like acting something or?
Like either act or direct, like whichever. Just something from him movie-wise.
Well, I know he was supposed to do Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mhm.
He was supposed to be that role. And like it was
Mhm.
supposed to be like 8 Mile was supposed to be like the beginning of his career, and then Southpaw was supposed to be like the later part where he was kind of at the top and then like fell off or something.
Mhm.
So I think like he's even said it too in the interviews, like if something like comes to him and like he really wants to do it, like he'll go all in, you know.
Mhm.
And the reason why he didn't do Southpaw is because like he was making an album, and like the way he goes in, he goes like he gives himself like 100%.
Yeah.
So he couldn't. He's like, I wouldn't be able to do that, you know.
Yeah.
Even though like he wanted to, and like he still wrote music for it too, but
Yeah.
still. Like,
Mhm.
so I think it's there, like the possibilities there. I mean, he's also a real funny guy, like you said. So he's done like SNL skits and stuff. Like he's made like little
Mhm.
appearances and little cameos in movies, like in their interview, or like funny people. So, but as far as anything else, I mean, he just loves music too much. So I think he's just always gonna stay there, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense to,
Yeah,
stick to what you're passionate about.
yeah. So I mean, I think he's just probably gonna continue to do music and like produce a lot of stuff. You know, if he's not actually making it himself, like just for other artists.
Yeah. No, yeah, but I mean, hopefully one day he does venture into something and we can watch him on the screen again.
Yeah,
Or like maybe I don't think I would want to see his acting so much. Not to say that he's a bad actor, but
yeah,
I think he'd be better at telling a story.
yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
Maybe writing something or directing something, whichever one.
Yeah, he
Uh,
definitely can tell a story in his music, so it's like it'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. But other than that, what else did you watch?
Real quick, I just want to get all the stuff that I've seen, throughout like all the Christmas movies and stuff. So I finally watched A Christmas Story. I don't know if you ever seen it, Audrey.
No, I've never seen that.
No? Okay, because I
No.
got a lot of crap from my girlfriend. Like she's like, "Why? You're the movie guy. You haven't seen this movie and stuff like that."
Yeah.
But I actually really like it, even though it's like really old. I actually really ended up liking it. From like '83. So I actually thought it was older.
No, yeah.
But even like today, I think like it came out being a more mature story.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was like a Christmas story, like a kid movie,
Yeah.
So it kind of like took me by surprise, but in a good way. I really like that movie. I revisited Elf, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone 2. I saw The Croods, A New Age, with my nephew. He really wanted to watch it. Never seen the first one, but I actually really enjoyed The Croods, the second one. thought it was pretty cool. We talked about Wonder Woman already, and in Soul. I think we can both talk about that movie.
Soul. It's such a cute
I
movie.
forgot that it was coming out, but I was so glad that it did come out, especially watching it after Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like clean the palette, So what'd you think about it?
I loved it. I thought it was so cute. I still to this day I want to rewatch it
Me
because
too.
I knew nothing about this movie. Ben was the one that was like, "Oh yeah, let's watch Soul," and I was like, "What is that about?" Like I had no idea. We went into it blind, and I ended up really enjoying it. I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "Pixar is getting deep." Wait, is
Yeah.
it Pixar? Yeah, it was Pixar, right?
Yeah, Pixar, yeah.
I was like, "Shit, they're dealing with some deep subjects now."
Yeah, it's like I always, we have always talked about Pixar being like, oh, like they make movies that like kids can watch, but they're for adults. But that's especially true in this one. Like it's a lot of heavy themes it's dealing with, and
Yeah.
I love the way they handled it. And especially like in this year, how we're in a pandemic and you can kind of feel, like you're just, living day
Sailing
by day.
away or just
Yeah, you're
rotting
just
away.
yeah, and it's kind of gives you hope and like puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
So but I really loved it. I love the sound design. I did not know that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the original stuff for it, and there was another composer for all the jazz stuff.
Mm.
And so I thought the music was great. And it was cool to find out that it was them because I love them. They did the Watchmen stuff, mid '90s,
Yeah.
Social Network. They've done a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's really cute, funny story. I mean, has a lot to say, and yeah, I really want to watch it again.
Yeah, me too. I want to watch it, and even to this day, me and Ben were all like, we still like say shit about it, like "Quiet Coyotes." I love that. I like "Quiet Coyotes." That was
Yeah.
so cute. And then I really loved the boat with like the hippies with that like
Oh yeah.
that was so good. I was cracking up like when they just like get off the boat and they like dance around it.
Oh yeah.
I was like cracking up. I was like, damn, that's just great. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Like you said, the music was good. The message behind it was good. It just, it was like a feel good movie, putting things into perspective. It was sad. Obviously, it had some sad parts,
Yeah.
but like any Pixar movie, it always like ends on a good note.
Yeah.
And it tells you to like appreciate life, even in the mundane, like when you're just like doing stuff that you think is really not important, like it is, like that's what makes up your life.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, but it's true. Like when you see it in that perspective, you're like, damn,
Like
that's
that one scene where he was seeing all that stuff, and he
yeah.
was just crying, and I was like, oh shit, like.
You're like, damn, Pixar's coming for me like harder
Yeah.
now. But I really appreciate what Pixar does. And I actually was watching Inside of Pixar. It's like a little docuseries on Disney Plus where they kind of go like layer by layer of how they make a movie and stuff like that. It's really short. They're like 10 minutes each. But it's true, and I didn't know that Pixar, they actually do have this thing where they allow the storyboard artists or like the illustrators to come up with their own movie. So like they'll have like a time in the year or the month or whatever, and they'll be like, okay, like you can create a story and then you present it to the people and they choose if they're going to show it. So it ends up being kind of like the short stories that we see begin in the beginning of all their movies.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool because it allows them to take out situations from real life and make it into a movie. So that's why we felt it. Like, we're like, damn, this feels like it's for adults, because it is. It's made from adults make it, and then they put like a kid spin to it. And that's
And
why it like resonates.
I also thought the animation was really good too. Even like the characters that were just like squiggly lines. I
Those were
really
cool.
love that. Like, it's like, I don't know, something so beautiful about it. Like, looks like animation. Like, literally, the piano looked real. Like, everything but their like faces. You know.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
pretty cool to
crazy.
see that, and in those little squiggly lines. Like, you know, like kind of, you
It
know, the
was
opposite.
super cool. It was a
Yeah.
really cool concept, and they show in that series how they came up with the idea and how they made them out of like wire hangers, and they
Oh,
just
no
look
way.
super cool. Yeah, they look super cool. Like, even like the models that they used for it look really cool. So
Yeah.
I really love that too. I love what's his name? I forgot his name. The number guy that's like just counting.
Oh, I think it was Terry
Oh,
or
or
Jerry or something.
Jerry, something like that, huh?
Yeah.
That was so great. I love that. But yeah, I recommend that movie too. I think it's really cute. What did you end up
Yeah.
giving it, a 4?
Let me see.
Oh my god.
4.5.
Oh damn. I
Yeah.
give it a 4.
I must have really liked that, or I must have been really in my feels or something.
You were like
Yeah, I just love that movie. I think it's just like overall the message it was saying. Like, I really loved it, you know?
Oh yeah. Definitely. I loved it, everything about it. It was a great message for sure. And like you said, it was a great palate cleanser after Wonder Woman. So,
Yeah. Because
uh,
everybody was like, "Oh, this one's inspirational and stuff, and what we need for like this year." And I was like, "Yeah, I can see that, but I didn't really get that."
yeah,
It was cool to see Soul coming in and, like, you know,
doing its thing.
yeah.
Um So you said you watched. Oh god, he scared me. Ben just like shows up sometimes and he scares the crap out of me.
Look, apparently, some of those guys, the squiggly lines, were based off of Picasso.
Oh, he's showing me that apparently the squiggly line characters were based off of some of Picasso's earlier work.
Oh, no way.
That's pretty cool. Look, you can see this one.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
That's
Little
like, see,
trivia.
Pixar, it's like
That's really
they
cool.
think about it all.
Yeah, they're on top of their shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, they actually pay attention to their illustrators, and I think the illustrators are really talented. The ones that work for Pixar,
Yeah.
they're all the people that work there are just really good at doing their homework, and just, I don't know. It's just really cool. I love seeing behind the scenes, so that's why I really enjoyed that series. You should watch it. Like I said, they're really short. They're like 10 minutes each, and I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. So
They have that's for The Mandalorian as well.
yeah,
And I think I've seen for the first season, but I haven't seen the second season one. But yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I love all that insider stuff too. It's like special features, you know, like on the
Yeah,
so like,
we're definitely kids with special features.
yeah.
We grew up on that shit. But
So we watched the special features before the movie.
yeah, the commentary, all that shit. I used to love watching like the how it was made.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I used to love it. But yeah, so I watched that. Christmas movies. Yeah, I watched some Christmas movies. The classics. We watched Charlie Brown, Jingle All the Way, National Lampoons. What else? I think that was it. No, wait. No, yeah, that was it. We didn't watch Scrooge. We were gonna watch Scrooge, but we never did.
Was Bill Murray or another one?
I think they wanted to show me like the older one, like the old one, which I've heard is really good. So
I still need to see A Wonderful Life and A Miracle on some 30 something street or something like that.
You've never seen It's a Wonderful Life?
Nah.
That one's good. That one's old, like really old, but it's good. That's one of the ones that when I lived with my parents, we would always watch every year because they show it on the TV, and they would show it like in 2 parts because it's so freaking long. It's like 4 hours long.
Is it really?
I'm just kidding. I think it's like 3 hours. It's like 3 hours though. It's long.
Like a longer movie.
Yeah. So they would like show one part, and then the next day they would continue. I remember that shit. That's crazy. But besides that, we rewatched The Wolf of Wall Street because I had been wanting to rewatch that movie because I've only seen it like twice. The time when I first watched it, and then like maybe one time after that. But I always remember that I like it, obviously. So we wanted to revisit it, and yeah, it never disappoints. You know, good
Maurice
old,
Scorsese.
good old Leo. He fucking knocks it out of the park in that role. Hard to believe that he didn't win an Oscar for that.
Jonah Hill, John Berthal's in it, Margot Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that one in a while, actually.
It's such a good movie. It's just long, but being a Martin Scorsese movie, like you kind of know what you're getting into.
Nah, really? His
What?
last one was short.
Which one?
Irishman. No, I'm just kidding.
That one was 4 hours long. That was been like his longest one to date, dude.
I think Alex went to the restroom twice, and I didn't go once.
You held that shit. You were like,
I was into it, dude. I was actually into it. I thought I was gonna be bored, but I was just like, all right, I'm into this, you know.
But you didn't probably drink anything, no beer or anything.
Yeah, I think I maybe drank like water or something. I think we maybe passed like to McDonald's or something before. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah.
But yeah, that's always a good movie. It's just so good, so funny, so clever. It doesn't feel like a Martin Scorsese movie though.
Yeah, that one definitely feels like the odd one in his filmography somehow.
It feels like the light version.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Martin Scorsese films are always very like dun 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 in a way. I don't know. They're just very dramatic. This one was more like lighthearted and funny. You know, I mean, obviously, what it was dealing with wasn't lighthearted, but I mean, in the sense that it had more of a comedic sense,
like the tone and stuff of it.
Yeah, and like I said, Leo just brought so much. Oh my god! Like rewatching his that movie and rewatching him in it, I'm like, damn, he brings so much charisma to it. He just fucking kills it, dude. Fucking nails it.
The other day, I just seen the real Jordan Belfort, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was still in jail or whatever, but I guess he's doing like seminars and stuff.
Yeah, he's like a spokesperson.
Yeah, I was like, damn, like, all right, cool, like.
Because I'm assuming that in real life he was very much how he acts in the movie. Because that's what I told Ben. I was like, he just gets you pumped, like he makes you want to like fucking go out there and make money.
I'm not fucking living.
he like was known for that. So I imagine the real one is like that exactly, and that's why he's a good spokesperson. He's like a Tony Robbins. Like he just gets you inspired and you just want to fucking like crush it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean he nailed it though. I think Leo was just like, and Jonah Hill too. Jonah Hill did really good in that role as well.
Yeah. Definitely gotta rewatch that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Next one I want to rewatch though, it's because it's literally been like around a year since I seen it, is The Social Network.
Oh, it's been a year? You rewatch that movie like every year, huh?
It's because, well, obviously it's like one of my favorite films, but that was the first movie I watched this decade. It was like one of my favorite ones from the previous decade. I wanted it to be like that, you know?
Oh,
so and that was thinking about it.
That was kind of like your gateway drug too.
Kind of, yeah. That again, I was like thinking about that the other day. It's like, fuck, like I had just watched Fight Club, so I had a newfound like appreciation for like Fincher and stuff, and like, you know, Jesse Eisenberg, Justin Timberlake, and like Garfield. I didn't know who he was at the time, and just like what I thought about like what it was going to be about, like Facebook and stuff, it was just like kind of wasn't. Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
It's like for me like one of my favorite movies. So.
I know. No, damn, your voice like almost broke. Like you were like, it's one of my favorite movies. I mean, I get it.
I fucking love it.
Everyone loves. I mean,
script, everything, dude. Like the cinematography, the score, again, the acting. Just
it's just one of those movies that changes you. Which is so funny because it's about Facebook, but like you said, it's not really about Facebook.
Yeah.
It's about
There's so much to it.
So much more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you need to rewatch it soon because it's your anniversary.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like dress up and make a nice dinner?
Actually, I'm gonna dress down and light some candles.
Yeah, and like have yourself a nice little steak. You're gonna be like, yeah. And you're gonna be in a robe, like he's in his robe all the time with his flip flops.
Oh yeah, with his flip flop. I gotta show it to my girl. Hopefully, she likes it.
She's never seen it.
I don't think so.
Dude, that's gonna be interesting. So let me tell you, what if she doesn't like it? Are you gonna be like, damn, you're not the one?
Oh man, no, because I feel like we've seen stuff already where we don't like agree on it.
Yeah.
But that one's gonna be kind of tough to swallow because I mean I'm gonna want to rewatch it, So
it just makes the relationship more interesting to have different opinions on stuff, Yeah. Bring some, what do you call it? Some
insight.
Some excitement, I guess.
Debate.
Like, why don't you? Yeah, I love debating. Like after I watch a movie, I love debating. So I like the fact that I have someone that I can actually debate and be like, why did it suck?
Yeah.
Or why didn't you like it? But me, I take things more personal. I need to work on that because I get a little more personal. I'm like, if he doesn't like it, I think it's like something on me. Like, what? How could you not? I had to hold back when Ben didn't really care for Call Me by Your Name. I was like, he said it was cute. I was like, I can't even right now. I just cannot. I was like, cannot even look at you.
Has he seen Climax before? Because I feel like he like just seen it or something. Like I seen him post something about
he's
it.
like all gushing about it. No, he watched it when it came out. He just really likes it.
Yeah.
He loves the soundtrack. He loves everything about it.
That one again too it was really dope.
Yeah, that movie was just like, what the fuck? Do you have it?
Where's it at?
Dude, they could have had something cooler for the cover though, I feel.
This is not the original cover for it. It has like a climax and like yellow letters and like I don't know. I maybe got like a bootleg version of it, but I have it.
I wonder, do you think that's Criterion worthy? I'm gonna have to bring this up. Where's Jordan at? Call Jordan.
You know what? I was just thinking that. I was like, you should. That's a good one for Jordan.
Tell Jordan to have me on the show so I can go up and argue why Climax should be on Criterion, because I do think it should be. I think it's a important movie to watch because it's like it's horror, but like in because I think it's not. I don't know how to explain it. I have it in my head because Ben said something about being a horror movie. And I was like, I could see how you could perceive it as that because it is like a nightmare. You feel like you're in a nightmare.
Yeah. Like I don't need to do those drugs anymore. Like I feel like I did it.
Yeah. Like you feel like you're going insane when you're watching it. You're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I think it's an important movie to be viewed by people because I think it makes people uncomfortable. And I love making people uncomfortable. Because that's when you show like your true self, like when you're like why does like you start questioning yourself, like why does this make me so uncomfortable? Like am I uncomfortable about the naked people? Am I uncomfortable about the drugs? Am I uncomfortable about oh my god, now church scared me. Jesus Christ, everyone's scaring me.
Look at Audrey's commenting.
Climax
is just raw ballsy filmmaking
we don't see enough of. I mean, I think we do. I think there's a lot of foreign movies. Like, and that's what I wanted to say about foreign films is that foreign films, I feel like they have more of the balls to make movies like that,
Yeah. Where over here is more like we get great films, but it tends to be more safe.
Yes. And I even saw like a little picture of Gaspar Noé on Instagram. And he's saying like he doesn't understand why Americans act so appalled when they see his movies because he's like, I show people making love, I show people having sex. He's like, but that's like natural. That's something that we're supposed to do,
Yeah.
But Americans want to see people killing each other. He's like, and I don't understand why they don't act like that when they see something like that. And
isn't that one of his movies, Love? Isn't it?
Yeah. Have you seen that one? That one's really trippy too.
No, haven't seen it.
That one was on Netflix for a while. I'm not sure if it still is, but I think if you like Climax, you'll probably like love as well. It's not as intense, but it definitely has its parts where you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
But it's true. I that's why I like watching those movies, because it makes me like uncomfortable, and I start questioning like what about it makes me uncomfortable. So, anyways, Climax, great film. Jordan, get me on the podcast so I can fucking argue my way out of this.
I should probably be on there arguing for The Social Network.
Yeah, you should, dude. For real, that'd be interesting. I mean, I'm surprised that one's not.
I don't know. Does Fincher have anything on there in Criterion?
I don't think so.
Well, they should get him on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists that I feel.
I'd argue for Fight Club too, but I feel like Social Network will have more of a chance.
Yeah.
They're both based on the book. Does he do that often? Fincher?
I
He's
mean,
a Gone Girl too, right?
He does. Yeah, and I feel like he does. And I was gonna say Fincher's like a no, not Fincher. My bad. He's based it on. No, he didn't base Social Network on a book. Sorry, I was having all these crazy thoughts. But Social Network's not based on a book, is it?
It's loosely based. I think that's. Hold on, let me see. Because I know there's a book of like the youngest billionaires or millionaires or something like that.
Oh.
That I think they got the stories from, but I don't think it's based on it because it's multiple stories, not just Mark Zuckerberg's.
Okay.
How do you spell social?
Social, SOCIAL. Did I spell it right?
Screenplay by Aaron Sorkin based on The Accidental Billionaires. Based on. So is that different from?
Yeah, because it doesn't say inspired by, or it doesn't say. That's interesting though that he didn't put inspired by true events, because I mean, I think
Possible sequel. What?
Oh, well, because Facebook's getting like sued left and right now, dude. It'll probably be about that. John's just brain exploded. He's like, what?
Oh, okay. So I guess they don't know what it's about, but and in 2020, Sorkin said he will write the script on one condition if Fincher directs it, and then Jesse Eisenberg said he'd be down for it. But I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, seriously, this is like news to you, huh?
Yeah, I was just like, okay, cool. I'm kind of down. It's the same team. But yeah. I feel like we just went off like on 5 different like tangents.
Yeah, dude, right there in that span where I look like I fucking froze, it's because I was just like going on. I was like having so many different thoughts. I was like, wait, what? I was just like, I was confused for a sec. But yeah, no. So how did we get to talking about Climax?
I don't know.
Oh, because you asked me if Ben had seen it. Yeah.
Why did I say that?
I don't know. I have no idea. But
that's the podcast, Audrey.
Yeah, seriously. We can't keep track of our thoughts. Wait. But do you have another movie that you watched? Because I have one more that I want to talk about.
There's 2 more that I want to talk about. I'll talk about The Devil All the Time. I told you that I needed to finish it. I did finish it. I really enjoyed that movie. At first I thought I was like, well, it's not really like, it's kind of going from like, characters to characters. But then as you watch the movie, everything kind of comes back. And like it all makes sense. It all fits. And I thought performance-wise, everybody did pretty good. I thought it was going to be like, I guess convoluted, like kind of, messy. But I think they did it pretty well. And it's just like an interesting movie. It's just so dark and like the title makes sense.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. Again, it made me feel like Tom Holland, like he's not just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I feel like he and I'm so happy that this year he has like 4 movies coming out to kind of see his range. So now obviously Pattinson, he's kind of wacky and all that stuff, but I really liked it. I don't think I've seen anything by the director.
Yeah,
before.
I agree with you on Tom Holland. It definitely shows his range of his acting abilities, and it gives me hope. And I'm like, okay, I hope he doesn't get typecasted into just being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I definitely loved him in this. Like I was like, wow, like he did really good. Yeah, Robert Pattinson was kind of he was a weirdo, I should say, in this movie. He was a bit of a creep. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy that you finally watched it, because I know that I had told you to finish it, because you had started it and then you stopped or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, I started and I stopped, and then like this time again, like I got like halfway through, and then I just I like wanted to sleep, or like I just didn't have the time, but I got through it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good movie. What did you rate it on Letterboxd?
3.5.
Oh,
3.5.
I was
See,
expecting a 4.
that's the thing that like I'm thinking about, like, should I give it a 4? Because it's like I can't think about nothing that I really like. Maybe it's like I didn't really feel that attached to the certain characters, but I think that's not the point,
Yeah.
It's I'm kind of just like debating on it myself, which is
You're
kind of
gonna go
weird.
back and change it?
Maybe because originally, that's what I was gonna give it a 4, and I was like, I don't know why. That's also one of the things I was telling you earlier, that like going back to like changing your ratings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like I want to be more strict with the ratings instead of
Yeah.
just like 4, 4.5, just giving them out,
You're just handing them out.
Yeah, but
You
then
get a
like
4.
when like a movie like this comes out, I was like, fuck, like why am I trying to be strict with it? If I really liked it, just give it a 4,
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's because when you hear a 4, you think like, damn. But then sometimes, like me with Wildlife, 4 doesn't even sound like good enough. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, I should have given it a fucking 5. But
Like you hated it if you gave it a 4.
yeah, like 4 is still a good score, dude. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I have to tone it down, and I'm comfortable with the 4. But I mean, I could see you giving it a 3.5. I think that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah. Again, I might change it.
I mean, yeah.
And
Further down the line.
I'm like that with my other movie that I watched. I watched a little movie called Run. I don't know if you heard about it.
Mm-mm.
Directed by Anish Chigante, Chiganti. He directed Searching, starring Sarah Paulson. It's on Hulu.
Searching. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was with John Cho. It literally like
Oh
the movie
yeah.
takes place in
Yeah.
So again, this guy comes back with another thriller. Because I loved Searching. I thought he did an incredible job with that movie. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Just like this movie, I think he did another great job. And I think directing, he knocked it out of the park. I might be like kind of similar of like things that we've seen before, instead of like in the sense of like the narrative, the story, you kind of see things coming a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think performance wise, Sarah Paulson just loves playing like these type of characters, and I thought she did a pretty good job. And I think this is the actress's name. Hold on, Kira Allen, which her character was like the whole movie. She was in a wheelchair, and the whole time me and my girl were like, wait, like I wonder if she's really like that in real life, and she was, which I thought was pretty cool. And she did an incredible job. I thought she really did a good job in that movie. So I recommend it. I highly recommend it if you're in the mood for a good thriller. Again, I wouldn't say it's like the best, but I thought it was very good, very
it's
solid.
like worth a watch.
Yeah, I gave it that one. I gave to 3.5.
Oh, 3.5. Okay.
Yeah,
I was about to ask. I was like 3 or 3.5. I honestly thought that Searching was also really good. So I mean, if it's like more or less in the same vessel, then I'm interested in.
Yeah. It's again like, even though it's predictable, like I said, it's still like it has you on the edge of your seat. Like a lot of times you're with the character, kind of like, oh, come on, like.
Yeah.
and I love that, even if you kind of know where things are headed, like you enjoy the ride still. Yeah, and I thought performance wise it was cool. It was incredibly shot. And I'm really looking forward to whatever this guy does next, because Searching in this, like, he's a really good thriller guy,
That's his niche.
Yeah.
I remember Searching caught my attention because it was shot on the webcam, And I was like, damn, if they can pull this off, like shit. And they did. It was really cool. It was a really good movie. I actually kind of want to rewatch it, but now that I know what happens, I'm kind of like.
I think the second time around, I was able to enjoy it a little bit more because you got to pick up on those little hints. No, yeah, and kind of breathe too, because you're just like, oh, but like you already know everything's like winds up fairly okay, you know.
I remember like when I was watching that movie in theaters, I was just like gripping my seat. I was like, "Fuck, dude, this is like nuts. This is intense."
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I can rewatch it soon. I don't know if Ben's watched it. Maybe if he hasn't, I can watch it with him.
And definitely check out Run. It's on Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu. Yeah, that's what I was like wondering. I was like, where did you say it was? Cool. Is there a way to add it on Letterboxd, like movies you want to watch?
Yeah, there's like a what's it called? Like a watch list. You can like go on the movie and like put it on your watch list.
Okay.
It's like a little timer thing. And you don't need to make a list. It'll like it's like a little section on
It's just a section. All
yeah.
Right. I'll do that. Well, the last movie that I wanted to talk about that I recently watched which was yesterday was Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. That's a mouthful.
Oh yeah, I heard about that movie.
Yeah, it's directed by Eliza Hittman. She's the one that directed Beach Rats. I don't know if you watched that.
No, but I heard about that one too.
Yeah. That one is on Hulu, I believe. But anyways, this one it came out last year, and I didn't even know that it was on HBO Max, but it is. So I was super stoked that it was available to stream. And I watched it yesterday, and I really, really liked it. It was, like I said, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's actually, now that I think about it, it's very reminiscent of Wildlife, where it's one of those movies that nothing really like bad happens or good happens. It's just life, and you're just like captivated by it because you can relate to it, and it's heartbreaking and sad and all these things. Yeah. But I really recommend it. I think you should check it out if it looks interesting to you. Have you seen like a trailer or anything?
I seen somebody talk about it in their top 10 of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was like on their honorable mentions, but I have seen the poster before. I thought I was always thought it was Dakota Fanning.
Oh yeah, she kind of looks like her.
But like it was something about it like caught my attention, and then like when this guy was talking about it, I was okay, cool. Like, and I have it on my like 2020 watch list. So I'm glad that you watched it.
Yeah,
and recommend it. So now I really want to watch it.
Yeah, it was really sad to watch, like, as the
subject matter.
Yeah, and especially as a female, because you can just kind of like relate to it. Yeah. And it also once again made me like look back and think of all the inappropriate things that have happened at the hands of a male. Not to like, I've never been the type to like bash on men. Like, that's not really my thing. But it does like make you like, fuck, like sad, especially if you have sisters. I mean, we all have moms, we all have friends that are girls, you know? And I think this just makes you like kind of, you don't even realize it half the time, like what's happening to you, especially when you're young. Cause that's what I was going to say. Like when I was younger, like that age, 15, 16, and I was working like my first jobs, I was barely like getting to know how it works at work. Like people take advantage and you don't even know, like, you're just kind of like, oh, like this is, I guess, how it's supposed to be. But in reality, like you're getting taken advantage of. So
yeah.
And you put up with things that you shouldn't put up with. So it definitely triggered me a little bit. I was kind of like, oh, fuck. But I think it's important to make movies like this and to have people watch them. And just, you have to be conscious. And like, if you have a daughter, if you're planning on having kids, like just, you have to kind of like always remember to teach them, you know, these things to help them, because it's gnarly. It's gnarly being a young girl.
And I think now that you're talking about all this, kind of reminds me of Promising Young Woman that's yet to come out.
Oh yeah.
It kind of puts a twist, you know, and like it seems really interesting. And like one of the dialogue, one of the quotes from the girls, like, oh no, the guy is like, oh, like that's like every guy's worst nightmare, like being accused of that. And then she's like, oh, well, do you know what every girl's worst nightmare is? And
Yeah.
I thought they put a little pretty cool twist. And again, is that Carrie Mulligan?
No, it looks like her. Wait, it might be.
I think it is. If it is,
No, the girl in the movie looks a little bit younger, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I really want to watch that movie, but they're only showing it at the Alamo here. Promising Young Woman. Are you looking it up?
yeah, are you?
Yeah, because I'm trying to see the poster.
Oh man, my keyboard died.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is Carrie Mulligan. Huh. Wow, dude. It does not look like her in the pictures that I've seen. Oh, it's because she's wearing the one that I
Wearing makeup?
saw. Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. She has like a wig too.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's not her. Oh, and then I seen this one too, and it doesn't look like her here.
Yeah.
So I had no idea it was her. Wow.
I'm hyped now because again we literally just talked about her.
Yeah, and she's really good. So, I really want to watch it. I've heard good things about it so far. I don't know. Is it out already where you're at? No, huh?
No, I think it might be like in the drive-ins and stuff like that, but I think this Friday is coming out on VOD and stuff. And I think I actually have a screener for it. Like a digital one. So I hope I still have that because it was like supposed to be last year, but then they moved it to this year, like week of release. So hopefully I still have that.
I might tell Ben to take me on a date to go watch that.
There it is, Ben.
That's a funny date movie though, because it's all about like her like what do you call it? She drugs these men and stuff. That's funny. You're there with your boyfriend. Your boyfriend's just like, oh, what is she gonna do to me?
You trying to tell me something? Like,
I know.
Should I take a hint?
But I always love that, like when they flip the tables. I think that's why I love A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night because
oh yeah,
that's just like been one of my favorite interpretations of like the female being the one that's doing the attacking, so to speak. So yeah, exactly. So I love that. But anyways, going back to Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Maybe. Ben, I'm watching him type. He's being weird and he's using mine. I've been wanting to watch it. I should tell Ben. But yeah, going back to the movie, I think you should definitely check it out, like I said. And it's pretty short. It's like an hour and a half. So, and I think the girls that come out in it, I've never seen them in anything else, but I hope to see more from them, especially the cousin. I don't know her name. I think it's like something with a T. I don't know, but she did really good. I really liked her. She had a really good like presence. Yeah. And I really hope to see more from her. So yeah. So it's streaming on HBO Max, everyone.
Is it really?
That's what I said. Yeah, it's streaming on HBO.
I thought it was like get on. Well, yeah, you had to see it somewhere, right?
Yeah, on HBO Max.
Excuse me.
And Ezra actually messaged me like because I posted the picture.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where did you watch it?" And I was like, "Dude, it's on HBO Max. Like, come on."
She's like, "Come on,
come on." But yeah, it's really good. I wanted
to watch the George Clooney movie that he directed.
Oh,
I heard it's like, but I still want to watch it because it's him and.
Wait, is that one the Midnight Sky?
Yeah, Midnight Sky.
Yeah, you sent it to me. And I have it on a watch list, but I haven't gotten around to watching it. He directed it.
Yeah, he directed it.
So I feel like George Clooney's directed other stuff. I could be wrong. He has, right?
Yeah, he's directed other stuff. I
think he directed that movie where they're like in Hawaii or something like that.
The Descent or Descendants?
Yeah. Did he direct that?
I'm trying to like find it here, but I can't find it.
Let me see.
I don't think anybody's watching it.
What?
Because like usually it's like on Letterboxd, like.
Oh no! It was directed by Alexander Payne.
Oh, okay.
He just comes out in it.
Yeah, I feel like he directed something that he came out in like that, right?
Yeah, I'm all like, yeah.
But yeah, I want to see that, and now that I'm here, I also want to see Black Bear. Pieces of a Woman.
Which one's that one?
That's the one that was Vanessa Kirby and Shia.
Oh yeah. Wait, when is that coming out?
Should be coming out soon, like fairly soon. Yeah, Promising Young Woman. Never, rarely, sometimes, always.
Yes, watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
Oh yeah, Beach Rats.
Yeah, Beach Rats. If you have the opportunity to watch it, I also recommend it. I watched that when it came out, and I remember it made me sad. It was also very
like college kids, no, or something like that, or what is it about?
Yeah. Well, it's about like this guy. He's like a troubled teen, and he starts what do you call it? Messaging like strangers online.
Yeah.
Men, particularly. And he starts like messing around with them. But it's more obviously like there's other stuff that happens. But that's sort of like the main. But yeah, it's also one of those movies that just triggers you. Cause it's like because it's like it's real life, you know? Shit like that happens and it just kind of hits home. It hits like like you either know someone that's done this or gone through that and shit like that. So I think that's why I like those movies. The Midnight Sky was an excellent film. People have said that I look like an Indonesian George Clooney. Wow. How do you feel about that, Rama? Do you get excited? Are you like, hell yeah, I look like George Clooney?
Well,
that would be great, dude. If I ever made like a like a bio on something, I'd be like, people have told me I look like the Indonesian George Clooney.
Put that on all your bios, Rama.
Hell yeah, on your Tinder, on everything.
Tomorrow. Thanks, Rama. Pieces of a Woman.
Oh, okay. Wait, so this was before Shia came under fire and all that.
Yeah. He had this one in the can. I think it was like released on one of those festivals earlier last year, but everything got pushed back. And I mean, obviously, I was excited to see him in something else because he knocked it out of the park in recent films. But it is what it is. But a lot of people have been saying Vanessa Kirby is great in this, and she does look fantastic. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah. So. Well, we'll see. But I'm really excited to watch. Well, now that you told me, I want to see Pieces of a Woman, and I want to see Promising Young Woman.
Yes.
So those are like my future watch list.
We better talk about them next week because they both come out this week, Audrey.
Yeah, so we have no excuse.
I have no excuse because I still have to see the Royal Tenenbaums.
Wait, is that the one that you picked, or are you going to try and watch something else?
No, I want to watch that one and have a double feature and watch Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is on Disney Plus.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to watch it because I don't own it, and I really want to own it because I really love that movie. That was one of the ones that I recently watched as well because I hadn't watched it either. I recently watched it and I just fell in love with it. It's so good. Oh, and it has George Clooney. George Clooney's the voice.
He's a fox, huh?
Mm-hmm. And he does a great job. He has this like snarky thing to him.
I wish he would do more stuff like that,
Yeah, me too.
Because I feel like
he's like low-key funny. You know what I mean? Like he's not like ha-ha funny, but he's low-key funny. He's like a dad. He's kind of like Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt's humor, I've noticed, is also like that. Like it's very, very just faint, but it's there. And it's funny.
That's why the Oceans movies are great because you get to watch both of them,
And I feel like people that don't like Oceans is because they don't pick up on that humor.
Yeah, and even Matt Damon, that's another perfect one. He's like that too.
Casey Affleck, all of them, they all handled that. Here we are talking about Oceans again, but they all of the people in that cast handled the humor exceptionally well because they were all on the same level. It was amazing.
Damn, now I want to rewatch those. I think you rewatched them recently with Ben, right?
Did, yeah.
I want to watch those again.
I kind of want to rewatch Ocean's 8 because as much as I wanted to hate it, I didn't hate that movie.
Yeah, I liked it. It was entertaining. I love seeing all those girls together,
Yeah.
And spoilers, but some of the casts from the other Oceans movies, pop up in there.
Yeah.
I love that. Like at the end, you're just kind of waiting for someone to show up, and they don't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're just like, maybe he's gonna show up still. You know, like you never know.
Yeah. I remember me and my mom were so excited because we went to go watch it together. And my mom loves also like all the Ocean movies. So when she saw it, she was like, "Oh my god!" She was all excited. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie, and I also really like Sandra Bullock. Right?
Yeah,
so,
she's great.
That she's in, I really enjoy. She's one of those actresses that I actually like, because you know how you're always saying that I hate on like all the actresses. I like Sandra Bullock. I could say I love her because I love this geniality.
I feel like you've said before that you don't like her.
You're such a liar. I've never said that I don't like her. You're such a liar. I love her. I loved her ever since I saw her in
Aaron Brockovich.
That was Julia Roberts. Did you ever watch that movie?
I remember watching it in theaters for some strange reason.
Yeah, that's a weird movie for you to be watching.
Right, especially at the time. But like I told you, like my dad used to take us to like everything.
Yeah.
I remember watching it here and there when it would come out like on cable.
Yeah, dude, that movie is one of those movies where you really see Julia Roberts shine, because she's always been kind of like she's just there for me. Like I like her in Notting Hill and all those other movies, but in Erin Brockovich, like damn, she does an amazing job. I love her.
Yeah.
But that was a really good chat. I'm really happy that we got to talk about all the movies that we wanted to talk about. Hopefully we get to watch the ones in our watch list.
Yes. So
John has a lot of homework.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to be done, but we talked about a lot. We came back with a special 2-parter, kind of.
I know.
After like 3 weeks, but I'm happy Power didn't go out again. Yeah. Hopefully we could come back again. We have some great films to talk about, some new releases and stuff like that. And it feels weird. I was gonna say we're gonna talk about The Mandalorian again.
Sorry,
and Audrey just left.
Sorry, I was trying to grab Church so he could make an appearance, but he doesn't want to be grabbed. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think you'll be fine. Just fucking have Fantastic Mr. Fox is a fun movie. It seems to have a heist movie vibe, but in a farm setting. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So boom, you watch that, you watch the Royal Tenenbaums, and you're set.
See, I need to do a double feature of that. I need to watch Pieces of a Woman.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other woman? Promising
Young Woman. A lot of you need to watch Never,
Rarely, Always Me. Really, Rarely, Always.
Sometimes Always.
Yes.
Never, Rarely, Sometimes Always. There you go. Ha ha. So you need to watch a lot of woman films. You're gonna get in touch with your feminine side.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's 2021 now.
Exactly. And women love men that are in touch with their feelings. So, just saying. But speaking of West, really quick, I've been wanting to watch
My mouth just died.
What's the name? Life Aqua. I can't say.
Steve Zuzo or something like that. Steve Zicko.
Isn't there another? But isn't it called like My Life Aquatic or something something?
Oh like yeah. No, I think you're thinking about.
I'm thinking about the Bill Murray one. I think it's called Life Aquatic. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it's called. And I haven't. And I really
what's the other guy's name?
William Dafoe.
No, I know he comes out in that one too, but I feel like we're getting two films mixed up with each other.
Yeah, I think so too. But for those of you who know what I'm talking about, I want to watch that because I haven't seen that, and I do want to watch it. And I think it's streaming also on HBO or Netflix, or no, I think it's on Amazon Prime. But yeah, streaming somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this would be a good time to end it, just so we don't go too long.
Yeah, me too. My mouse just literally came back. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching the first podcast of the year, and we're off to a pretty good start. Let us know in the comment section down below what you guys have been watching, what you guys have, I guess, as a film New Year's resolution, what you guys want to watch. You know, you guys want to get into a certain genre or something like that, or knock out like certain directors. You know, last year, the beginning of the year, I knocked out almost all of Yargos' movies. And now this year I wanted to continue that, and I wanted to do West, and I never got around to it. So now this year I want to pick back up with that. So yeah, let us know anything you guys are gonna watch, what you guys are excited for this year, and everything like that. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.